Are you in the market for a new set of wheels? Your first step is most likely securing finance, and nothing beats working with an experienced broker. Reach out to Nero Financial, friends of Paddock 43, who will do all the heavy lifting for you, comparing loans from over 90 lenders, negotiating repayment terms, and even filling out that annoying paperwork.
If you're thinking, okay, but can't I just call my bank or make my own inquiries? Well, no. No, you can't, because a lot of people don't realize that every time you inquire about finance with multiple lenders, it actually damages your credit score. Yeah, every time you inquire or apply, it leaves a mark. Not fun.
A broker, like the guys at Nero Financial, however, can make hundreds of inquiries without leaving any trace whatsoever. That means you get access to more options and more flexibility at zero risk to your credit until you're ready to move forward.
So, if you're ready to drive something new, call Nero Financial first on 1300 025 949 or visit nerofinancial.com.au/paddock43.
That was my biggest fear. I was like nowadays, my biggest fear is just that.
I'm Elle. And I'm Pat, and we are Paddock 43.
And this is your F1 fix.
Okay. Elle isn't answering her phone, and I've knocked on her door and she's not answering. So I know she's very sick and has influenza. Hope she's alive. It might just be me. Or I have an idea. Leave it with me. I'll be back.
Hi!
Hello.
Who do we have here?
Surprise!
Hi.
Introduce yourself, Dani.
Hi, I'm Dani.
I'm sure everyone knows.
I'm
who
an
you are.
F1 fan and content creator, and you might know me as being a crazy Daniel Ricciardo stan. That could also be something.
We love to see it. We love it. How are you feeling? Did you wake up early this morning to watch the race, or did you stay up?
No, we were going to stay up, but
Yeah.
thankfully we did not. We got up at 5 to
Nice.
watch the replay. How about you?
Yeah. I stayed up, well, was not my choice and was not my plan. I didn't want to stay up, but the mush didn't want to sleep, so,
I mean,
you know, it happens. So I was like, this is actually kind of good because I get to watch the start of the race.
which was, definitely a start.
Definitely a start, to say the least. And then I was like, damn it, I've stayed up for this. And
That's the thing.
nothing's happening, which
Yeah.
we will get into.
Yes.
But, all right, let's drive. And
Let's
by
drive.
let's drive, I mean, I'll drive.
Pat's driving. I'm not driving.
You are passenger princess, my friend.
Always.
All right, let's get into F1 news. What's happened in the news cycle this last week? Okay, well, I don't know if you saw, Dani, about Carlos Sainz's dad, Carlos Sainz Sr.
I did.
So, for those that didn't know, he was in the running. Well, I don't exactly understand how this election works, but
Yeah.
he wanted to challenge Mohammed Ben Sulayem for his presidency at the FIA, because I think there's elections coming up later this year, and I was all for Carlos Sainz Sr. for president.
Me too. Like, I get why he wouldn't want to, but I wish he did want to.
Yeah, I know something fishy there. I'm like, did he somehow get iced out, or I don't know.
I would love to know how it all works.
Same, but I'm really bummed. So basically, he's pulled out and he's not. We're not going to see Carlos Sainz Sr. as president, which is such a bummer.
Yeah. I'm very interested to see. Yeah, I don't even know how that whole situation works.
No, and
I'd love to know.
I think like it's just like most things, it's probably just money, and I just think that Mohammed Ben Sulayem will probably stay in that position.
Yeah, I don't think he's going. You will have to like peel him off his seat.
Yeah,
He's not leaving.
Yeah, he's like, no, I've done enough, and I need my name cemented into here.
100%.
But hey, you saw the F1 movie last week, did you?
I did.
Did you enjoy
I
it?
did. I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
I feel like we probably have similar thoughts.
Yeah.
I struggled to go in not being an F1 fan. And like the
Yeah.
racing scenes and everything on the big screen, like the whole time, whenever the racing scenes came on, I was like, I would love to watch a race on a screen this big. Like, this is
Oh my gosh,
incredible.
I know.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
I just felt like the storyline was just too Hollywood for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I don't like movies like that normally, so it's got nothing to really do with the movie itself. It's just how I feel.
Yeah.
But I think it was fun, and I went with like a bunch of Melbourne Formula One girls, so that was cute. Had a
Fun.
lovely day out.
Love that.
Yeah.
Well, The movie. I think it's like that was the day that it officially came out, right? I think it was last week. Yeah. So just in that weekend, it grossed 144 million in the box office.
Wow.
Which is wild.
That's like, I'm pretty sure they're only spent around 300 million. So
really?
They've already made half of it back.
In a weekend?
In a weekend.
That's insane.
Wow.
That's insane. Yeah, I mean, there's obviously a lot of money in Hollywood, and there's...
Yeah. And in F1.
And in F1, so it's a win-win. But good job to them. And then the other thing that I saw pop up is, well, I mean, obviously we had Austria Grand Prix this weekend, and Austria's been extended.
So exciting.
Yeah.
It's like one of my top 3.
Is it?
Bucket list.
Bucket list, yeah.
Yeah. And I love the track, but I want to go so bad. So
it's such a good track.
I've got till 2041 to make my
way
now, so I've got time.
You've got till 2041. Yeah. So I think it's one of the tracks with the longest contract extension from memory.
Yeah.
So
I would say so.
It's such an epic track as well. Like it's that uphill as well.
And in the heat.
And the heat. Also, I was very unsure what was going to happen this weekend because it was pouring rain at the beginning of the weekend.
Yeah.
And then it kind of just cleared up.
I totally forgot it even rained. And I'm pretty sure when they got there it was like hailing.
Yep.
Everyone was like holding the hailstone.
Yeah, I think at one point I was like, is it even going to go ahead?
So it's just Melbourne all over again.
It's
really, it's the same weather.
Literally Melbourne all over again.
Apart from they got a dry roast and we did not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Social Corner, let's get into it. Social Corner.
Social Corner. Is that the unofficial jingle?
I know, we're always like, we need to make a jingle and then we just sing it and,
That's okay.
Well, we're not singers.
You can do whatever you like.
You can do whatever you like. You can do whatever you like.
Yeah.
But did you see the lovely little moment between Lewis Hamilton and Franco?
I did. Oh my God. Can you imagine being invited to go on Lewis Hamilton's private jet?
Literally. Well, for those that missed it, Franco Colapinto was like, oh, I'm flying to London. I don't know, he must have been having a chat with Lewis about it. And he was going to catch his EasyJet flight, and Lewis was like, no.
You're with me.
You're with me. Come on my private jet. Bless.
Can you imagine, was he texting, his parents being like, oh my God, I'm going
This
on
is the best day of my life.
Literally.
Well, he said that was the best plane trip of my life.
Oh my God, I didn't see that.
And he was like, it was the first time I flew private, and it was the best plane trip of my life, rightfully so.
Yeah.
And he said that they had all these beautiful chats, and
oh my God.
Imagine the stories that he'd tell you. You'd just be sitting there shaking.
One of my random dreams, if you will, is being on Max's private jet. Have you seen that clip from years ago? It's like him, Daniel, and Nico Hulkenberg, and Max is really drunk. I want that.
Yeah, I want. Oh, that's a very niche dream, but could it be possible? Potentially.
Maybe.
Potentially.
I'll let you know.
Well, on the topic of Max, did you see the clip of him and his cat talking about it? Yeah. There was a Twitch clip that came up, and initially I think it was after quali, and someone asked him about quali, and he was like, oh, let's not talk about that.
I saw that. Yeah.
At that.
Yeah.
And then he started talking about his cats.
Oh my God. I love this.
And so someone was like, oh, your cat that looks like he's been whacked across the face with a fry pan, which is not very nice thing to say. No. And he was like, oh, and I'm sure you've seen, because you're obviously, for those who don't know, Dani loves Max.
I do. We're a Max household.
Max household.
Yeah.
But you know how he gets really passionate about his cats.
Yeah, me.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, same. He was talking about how his cat, his hair goes up, and he, has what is a British short head?
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, I need to find this clip.
I love that passion of the cats. But yeah, he was talking about them on his Twitch, and I just think it would be great for a fan to be on Twitch, and then suddenly you come across Max.
Right. Yeah, true.
This is great.
I loved, it was COVID times when there was no racing, and it was Lando, George, Alex. Was there one more?
I thought Charles was involved with it,
yeah. It's in the banana suit, yeah.
Yep.
That was
bananas.
Peak. Yeah.
That was peak Twitch.
Yeah, I loved that.
I wish I was. Are you on Twitch?
I've used it. I don't use it enough.
Yeah, I have not.
And I feel like it's like races. If they're streaming, I'm asleep. I probably would wake up for a Max Verstappen cat stream though.
Yeah.
Maybe
I don't even understand how it works.
Neither. I guess.
So it's you sign up and you basically are with in a virtual room or something with them.
Yeah, it's kind of just like a live stream. It's just
right, and you're just watching.
A platform dedicated just to live streaming.
Right, and then you're commenting.
And you can comment and send them money. Not that you're going to send. I mean, you can. Send Max $5 for a coffee.
Oh,
I'm sure I'd love that. Like,
my
you can send them
gosh.
money and stuff.
Because I know Luke does live, like Twitch. You know Luke F1 Luke?
Yeah.
He does
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it used to, like, when I used Twitch, because I like gaming,
Yeah.
that was what I used it for, to like watch other people play games. And that's kind of where it started, from my knowledge, was that it was a gaming thing.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. And now it's like you can kind of just do whatever on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wish they'd bring back. I mean, Lando goes live sometimes, but yeah, those days were just like they were young.
They're too
didn't
busy
care.
now.
Yeah, they're too busy.
Or they want to like, they have money now and they're like, we just want to spend our free time doing.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to you in my spare time.
Yeah, except for I feel like except for Max.
Except for
Max
Max.
is Max
Yeah.
is like, I will always game.
I did see, speaking of Max and Twitch, after the race, which we will obviously get into, he was watching his team win the 24-hour Spa afterwards. So he was fine.
Yeah,
He was like,
he
I'm
was
going to go
good.
watch my boys.
But that's like typical of him. He always like he'd be great in Le Mans because he usually stays up anyway for like.
I think he'll do it.
I think he'll do it too.
Yeah.
I think he'll definitely do it.
Yeah.
I mean, on the topic of that, or should we get into that after his little claws?
Ooh.
Maybe we could. Okay, that's a little breadcrumb for
Yeah.
people. That's a little breadcrumb. But last thing on Social Corner I want to talk about was the photo, the iconic photo,
The family dinner.
the family dinner.
Yeah.
I love that. So for those that missed it, there was a dinner with all the drivers. I know like Stefano Domenicali was there. A couple of other people in the F1 world. They had a dinner in Austria, I think on the Thursday.
I think it was Thursday.
And it's just,
I love when this happens.
I love when
It's-
it's been happening more this
It
season,
has.
right?
I feel like we had to wait until the end of the season and it'd be like one big dinner.
One big dinner.
We're getting fed.
We're getting fed lots of, and it's just like, I love like looking at it and saying like, okay, that person's next to that person. Oh, that person's not there.
George literally splitting Lewis and Charles. Like,
Yeah.
he misses Lewis.
He does.
He does.
He does. He definitely does.
And he
miss
looks
Lewis.
so happy to be sitting where he's sitting.
I know.
And then I saw like a meme made of it. It's like the children's side of the table, and it's like all the rookies just like peeking in.
Yeah, it's so true. But then like Kimi was the only one. He was like next to Stefano, and I'm like, oh, he looks like such a little teacher's pet.
Right? Imagine like,
I do
surely, are
love
they
him, though.
nervous? Do you think?
Probably.
I think I'd be nervous.
But then I wonder because they're both Italian, they have that like that one
Yeah, that makes sense.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love to
Who
be
would
a
you
fly on
sit
the wall.
beside?
Oh,
Yeah, that's a hard question. Or in between. Who would you want to sit in between?
Like just because, and it's so funny because obviously Carlos isn't at Ferrari anymore. Oh, but I was gonna say next to Charles and Carlos, but then maybe I'm like, I would love to like pick Lewis's brain, like
Yeah.
that, like what we were saying before about the plane,
Yeah.
the stories that Lewis would have, and he just seems like such a like
You just want to have a
wise,
conversation.
yeah, a wise person I want to chat with. But then like sitting next to Lando would be hilarious.
Like imagine sitting in between, because were Lando and Carlos beside each other?
I think yes, they were.
Imagine
They
being
were,
in
and Lando was
between.
like,
Yeah. He's like, my boy is back.
yeah,
Yeah.
my
Oh
bestie.
my God, yeah, that's
That bromance.
I love it. I also miss those days.
Who
with
would you?
Lando.
Me too. Who would you sit next to?
I actually did one of these on like a meme that like had a plain seat, and you had to, I think F1 posted it on Instagram.
Yeah.
You had to pick, and they'd put Max and Liam with like an empty seat in the middle. I was like, I'd go there.
Yeah, you would go
obviously.
there.
Yeah, I would go there. I'd love to talk to Max about cats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we could bond.
Well, you would have like a whole plane trip dedicated to that.
100%.
Definitely good bonding. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
I
tough.
think
I'd
like
to,
Lewis,
seat hop.
Lewis wisdom, Lando comedy, but then like Carlos, because I can speak
Yeah.
to him in Spanish. But
Yeah.
then Charles.
Maybe you can be in between Lewis and Lando, and then the other two can be on the other side. like
Yeah,
opposite.
yeah. That's good. That's good. That's good.
Okay.
Love it. All right, I reckon we need to get into the race.
Yes. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
For all the best adventures around Australia, head to adrenaline.com.au. Their mission, helping Aussies find and try fun to do. Yeah, sorry, we had to beep that one out there. We're talking V8 driving experiences, rally cars, F1 style rides, skydiving, jet skis, you name it, we're trying it. There are over 2,500 experiences to choose from, and we're having a hard time picking what we're going to do next.
We're seriously pumped to be partnering with Adrenaline to show you all the epic stuff you could be doing with your weekends. So what are you waiting for? Go find your next adventure at adrenaline.com.au. Make sure you use the code Paddock10 for 10% off your next adventure.
Oh, the race.
Look, I'm glad that I didn't stay up. Sorry to rub it in. But
No, I didn't stay up for the whole thing.
Okay, you did.
I was like, I need to go to sleep. And then I watched the rest this morning.
I mean, we can't even start at the start. We have to start before the start.
Formation. I know. So, for those that missed it, Carlos had a sunny moment. If you haven't watched the F1 movie, you wouldn't know.
Yeah. I just feel like that itself, the fact that he obviously wasn't a fan of the movie and now everyone's comparing him to the main character, poor guy.
Yeah, well, giving something away in the movie, but there is a scene where Brad Pitt is sitting in the car and it's formation. Is it formation lap? No, it's the start of the race because there's weird things in the movie, like there's no quali. I kept going to Elle, there's no quali. Why isn't there quali?
Yeah. We're like, oh, he did well in qualifying. Well, I didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
So it didn't count.
So there was also no formation laps, I don't think.
No.
But he's sitting in his car and he's like, the car isn't going. And the same thing happened to Carlos this weekend. It was like he was stuck in first gear or something and couldn't drive.
Yeah, and then I saw fire.
And then there was smoke and fire.
Yeah.
So that happened to Carlos. Then he had to do he managed to do a lap, then went back into the pits, and then the car was like properly on fire.
Yeah. Great.
Which was
And then did that delay the start?
That delayed the start. So then it was like another 15 minutes, but my Gabriel wasn't asleep. So I was like, cool, I'll still stay awake and I'll keep watching.
Perfect.
So he was out. And then fantastic start for the McLarens.
Oh, absolutely.
Oscar overtook Charles, which was obviously, for me, I mean, I don't know if you know Dani, but I'm a big Ferrari fan.
Yeah.
But this season, I feel like I
feel like everyone's dabbling a little bit in McLaren.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, they did do, like, relatively well, the Ferraris.
They did.
And good on Oscar for overtaking Charles. Like, he was obviously more dominant. So, well done, Oscar. I'm proud of you. We'll take it. But a few other things that happened early on, obviously, a crash with your boy.
Yeah.
Oh, not a crash, actually.
Well, it wasn't really a crash. It was just a torpedo.
Yeah.
I kept seeing memes of Kimi, like, transforming into Daniel Kvyat. In that clip.
Oh.
We all know the torpedo clip, I'm sure.
We all know it.
But yes, Kimi, it was a lock-up. Yeah?
Yeah, Kimi locked up.
And just went straight through.
Yeah,
almost took out both of my boys.
Yeah.
Thank God. Almost took out Liam. Well, Liam did kind of get pushed off. Max completely off.
Yeah.
But Liam managed to salvage that.
It was interesting though because, Max, so for those that missed it, Kimi bumped Max off. It didn't even look that bad, but it just shows, like, it just depends where a car is hit and how they will be affected by it.
Yeah.
So poor Max DNF'd. I know that, like, I did see you posted something about this, and I initially thought this. I was, in my head, I thought, oh, Max is going to be, because I'm sorry, but I was like, Max is going to be a dick about this, and he was so lovely.
He was so nice.
I feel like his, like, paternal side kind of came out.
100%. And I'm going to get a bit conspiracy here.
Ooh.
And I guess this can dabble into what we left breadcrumbs to before.
Yep.
We all know that Toto wants Max.
Yep.
And Mercedes. Sorry, George. And Kimi would obviously be his teammate.
Yep.
Kimi then takes out Max. Max is really nice about it.
Yeah.
And I just feel like if that was to happen, it would be so poetic that Kimi taking out Max was the reason that his clause was triggered. So,
which we will get into later.
Just if that was Kimi that did that and made it all happen at the Red Bull ring as well, and then that would be his future teammate, I just feel like the stars are all aligning.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah.
I like this a lot.
Yeah.
It was,
Like Max, he just didn't really care.
He didn't care. Initially he did say something on the team radio. It was like, what the fuck or something.
Yeah.
And then afterwards he was so kind.
He just got out and did he give a wee pat on the back?
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Bless.
Bless. He must, you know what? He must have like a soft spot for him.
I think so.
I mean, who doesn't have a soft spot
I
for
do.
Kimi?
Yeah.
Literally, I think for all the rookies especially, this is where the drivers that have been in their seats for and that have a lot more experience need to kind of come to them with a bit more
grace.
Grace.
Yeah.
Grace, exactly. Yeah. And especially they look up to a lot of them but yeah, 100%. That was a really cute moment.
It was nice.
Bummer though, because after not last week, the week before, Kimi's first podium.
I know.
I feel like he keeps he does a really good race and then he DNFs and then a really good
It was
race.
like
and then
it
DNFs.
was his home race, DNF'd, and then
Yeah.
podium, and then this.
DNF.
So
Hopefully Silverstone.
hopefully.
Another podium for you, Kimi.
Do you know what? I can see him getting a podium and George not, because it'll be George's home race.
Yeah.
So I can see that happening.
Oh, actually on that, I don't know if you saw, side note,
Yeah.
the Lando stand? They've done a
did.
Lando stand in
Yep.
Silverstone and it's sold out, I think they said.
I've got a couple of people that I know from here that are going to the
Ooh,
Lando
to
stand.
the Lando stand. Oh my God, that's so
I'm excited to
exciting.
see. And he's having a pop-up shop with all his merch, at the track. It's
Oh.
basically the Lando Grand Prix. Yeah, while we're talking about Kimi, he does now unfortunately have a 3-place grid penalty.
Yeah, I didn't know
for
that.
Silverstone. So everything we just said, maybe take it back.
Yeah, true. Or he could redeem himself.
Maybe he'll have the best race of his life.
Wow. When
Yeah.
did that come out? Shortly after?
A couple, yeah, it would have been 10 a.m. or something.
Okay.
For us.
Oh, Kimi.
I know.
That's-
I mean,
It is.
Yeah.
It's a part of it.
yeah.
It's a part of
Let's
it.
just hope he qualifies well.
Exactly.
That
That's
will
so
make all the
true.
difference.
That is so true. I mean, I think the other incident as well was Yuki and Franco.
Yes, a couple,
Yeah,
multiple.
I feel bad because Yuki. I read this morning that Yuki had to disable his comments.
I did see
I'm
that.
so sick of
know.
I'm so sick of the bullying and the racism.
And it's not what's the point?
What's the point?
point?
And it's so unfair.
It's so unfair.
Look, I get that things happen and people get frustrated and drivers get
100%.
frustrated and people are passionate, but
That's not passion.
no, it's not. No, it's not. And I understand as well. Yeah, it's frustrating, and yeah, it was an error, but no need to be a dick.
But then it kind of happened again.
And it happened
And
again.
then Franco pushed Oscar off
Yeah,
when Oscar was trying to, he was lapping them.
yeah.
So I just don't, it's never justified.
It's
but
never justified,
The fact
no.
that he had to turn his comments off. Imagine coming out of a race where you haven't done well all weekend.
Yep.
And then you have to come to Instagram and turn off your comments. That would be the
Yeah.
last thing you'd want to think about.
I know, the poor thing.
Yeah.
Look, I do feel for Franco as well.
Yeah, me
where
too.
I think feels like he's got so much pressure on his shoulders.
So much.
And again, he's so young, he's a rookie, it's a lot of pressure. I'm I couldn't handle that pressure
Oh
even
my
at
God,
his
I
age.
couldn't handle it. No, not at all. Not even an inch of that pressure.
Literally not
No.
an inch. So I do feel for him, but yeah, not great for Yuki. But I mean, on the topic of Red Bull and Red Bull as a whole,
This is my time to shine.
this is your time to shine.
Yeah. Well, if you couldn't tell by the accent, I am a Kiwi. So it was a great day to be a New Zealander, let's just say. Liam obviously qualified P6 and then he finished P6.
Insane.
So good. I was scared.
Yeah.
He almost didn't even continue. He almost went out with Max and Kimi, which someone was looking over him.
It was you.
It was me.
It was
I
your
do.
charm.
Wait, let me
Your-
pull it up.
Yeah, get your charm up. We need to see it.
I put this on my bag for
so
the F1 movie because I didn't have merch to wear. So I was like, I'll just bring a little something.
Yeah.
So I have this F1
So
keychain.
cute.
And then someone at the Austrian GP gave me this Liam badge. I don't know how well you can see. But I've had that on all week.
Oh, cute.
And he had his best finish. So I guess that's never coming off
That's
now.
never coming off
Yeah.
now. You just have to.
It's literally a good luck charm. Yeah.
It's
100%.
he performed the best out of the 4 Red Bull drivers.
All Red Bulls. And in quali as well. I saw people saying, oh, he got lucky with the yellow flag. I'm like, he went out there today and a 1-stop, mind
Yeah,
you.
I was going to say he did
Yeah.
a 1-stop.
Yeah.
The way, I love, because, there's been so much commentary about Liam. And again, it's a lot of pressure on the rookies. But, look, he's not even performing in the Racing Bulls. But I'm like, no, he can perform. And especially last season when
Yeah.
we saw him in
He's
the car.
already proved himself.
He has. He's definitely
has.
proved himself. Another rookie as well, which I was very proud of, was Gabriel. He got his
Oh my
first
God.
points.
It was a great day for the rookies.
Yeah,
Apart
such
from
a
Kimi.
well, apart from
Sorry.
Kimi. Sorry, Kimi. Yeah, he got his first points. He outperformed Nico,
Amazing. And got driver of the day.
driver of the day, which I was going to say he was probably one of my driver of the days, which we can
Yep.
get into.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did so well, and also I don't know if you saw the little moment between him and Fernando Alonso.
I did.
So those who didn't know, Fernando's his his performance coach? Is
Yeah,
that
it's
what?
like manager.
Or manager?
I think they were saying manager.
Which I didn't realize that was, I don't say legal.
It's
But, like,
I feel like this is definitely probably the first time it's happened.
yeah.
Because I remember in F2, like, that always panned to
Yes.
Fernando looking at him if he was on the podium.
Yes.
And honestly, they probably didn't think that he would be racing him at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
But we know Fernando's a rookie in his own right as well, so
Yeah.
that's why he's there.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's his rookie.
His rookie, exactly. So it was really sweet seeing that on track. But yeah, did you have a driver of the day?
It's got to be Liam. For me.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. He did so well. Him and
He did.
Fernando were the only ones that did it one stop.
Yeah.
And in the heat, like when they said
Yeah.
that over the radio, I was a bit nervous.
Yeah.
I was a bit nervous.
There was a lot of commentary about the heat from the drivers. I always
Yeah.
feel for them when they're...
Being at the Austrian GP as a spectator in 36 degrees,
Yeah.
couldn't imagine doing what
Agreed.
they're doing in a full suit and all of that.
Oh, I've put on a racing suit before
Yeah.
for a drive day,
Yeah.
and it was a very hot day. It was in like a kind of rally car.
Yep.
And I remember thinking like, ugh, I'm so like the worst part about it was being uncomfortable and
Yeah.
hot.
I hate being uncomfortable. and hot.
Yeah, and the thought of like, I thought, oh my God, like just another level of respect. Like, and the fact that F1 drivers are so
Yeah, like that. And
crammed and
they can't just like move and get some
no,
fresh air.
insane.
Yeah. true.
Insane. Well, yeah. So I think my driver of the day, I was going to say Lando. Like, I'm very proud that he managed to keep it together.
Yeah. He did really well.
He did really well. He won, for those who didn't see.
And Oscar was putting on the pressure.
Oscar was putting on the pressure.
Yeah.
That was my biggest fear. I was like nowadays, my biggest fear is just that it's going to get ruined. I don't want to say Lando's going to ruin it for both of them,
Yep.
but it didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
And I'm really proud. Like, I feel like this season, like, Lando has like done a complete 180. I don't know who,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like if he's like talking to a psychologist or a new performance coach or I don't know whatever they're
Mindset
doing.
Shift, I would
Mindset
like
shift.
some tips.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Give us some tips.
Yeah, I
we
would
need the
love
tips.
that.
We need the tips. But
He has shown so much more maturity.
he has.
And it shows.
It shows.
Yeah.
It shows.
100%.
Yeah. So I think he did really well and good on him for holding off Oscar. Obviously, love to see Oscar come first, but
Maybe next week.
maybe next week. But we need to discuss this clause,
Yeah. Yeah.
please.
So,
Fill me in.
I don't know if it's even confirmed. I feel like it's confirmed.
We're
But-
doing quotation.
Yeah.
Bunnies.
Red Bull hasn't said anything, but everyone else has.
Yep.
So, Max's clause to exit Red Bull early, because right now he's in contract till 2028, which, with how Red Bull's going right now, he is
happening.
not staying till 2028.
No.
Sorry. The clause was if Max is below second in the drivers' standings, which he is,
Yes.
and if Red Bull, I think it was below second or third in the constructors, which they now are, because obviously no points for either of them today. So that clause has now been triggered.
Isn't it funny how it's like, trigger the clause.
It's like push that big red button.
Push that red button.
Yeah, and Toto will be on the phone.
I mean, but apparently, because I read even before this weekend, Toto. I mean, we've been talking about this. We've been talking about Toto
Yeah,
in talks with Max Verstappen.
yeah. It's been
And
going on for ages.
It's been going on for ages.
Yeah, but I did read that I think George said that he confirmed that Toto had been talking to Max. So like,
I actually had this
Crazy.
flash in my head this morning of like Max in a Mercedes suit.
I would love.
This will be huge. Like, this is like Lewis going to Ferrari vibes.
But I feel like it's even not bigger than that, but it's just crazier because of obviously how Max came in and was just battling with Mercedes. It was literally Max versus Mercedes. And obviously 2021.
Yeah.
If you watched that and then said that Max would be driving for Mercedes and Toto, you would never believe that.
And it's one of those things as well. I mean, we could do a whole episode on this, but just like, obviously Max loves winning.
Yeah.
And
he's not.
He's not. And I know Elle and I have said, like, would Max just retire and like do his dad life thing?
Yeah.
Or will he? Because he doesn't want to be in a car that isn't performing.
And he said so many times, he doesn't care what records he has, he'll go when he's ready to go.
Yeah.
And that time is creeping.
It's creeping.
And he's so young. I think he's 28.
Yeah.
And he's already been in there, I think it's 10 years, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Imagine being
Yep.
18 and staying in your job until you're 28.
Yeah, most people don't do that, especially that generation.
And yeah, no.
No,
Cannot relate to that.
No. Wow, well, watch this space. Green flag and red flag. So, yes, we do a green flag and red flag. Your great moment, your favourite moment, and your not so great moment of last week. Do you want me to start it off, or do you want to start off?
I think I have a green flag.
Yep.
Mine is, of course, I've got to mention Daniel Ricciardo at least twice. He has his own karting series, and he went to the track and met all the kids that are participating in
so
his
cute.
Daniel Ricciardo karting series.
Oh,
which
bless.
I
Where
love
was
seeing
that? Like, was that in
I think it's in America.
Yeah.
I'm not actually 100% sure because he's
Somewhere.
been like in New York lately.
Yep.
I don't have his locations
Rocking his
on.
beard, but we're
That's
not,
a whole other
we're not a
thing.
fan of.
Yeah. Hopefully we get rid of that soon. I did also see that he is being linked to Cadillac again, but
I did see that too. I did see that
I
too.
don't know if that's a green flag or a red flag for me. What was your green flag?
So, my green flag for the week. Well, I'll start off with my red flag because it's fresh. I was going to say Gabriel not sleeping, but it's such a small red flag. It's this matcha. It was like $10 as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And I drank it and I was like, tastes like dirt.
There's nothing worse.
Nothing worse. Nothing worse. And I got it because I'd already had a coffee. Well, I had 2 coffees. And I was like, I'll have a matcha because it's a slow burn. And that was silly.
It is a slow burn because it's going to sit here for
Yeah.
another couple of hours.
Yeah, and then it'll be in the bin.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a red
And
flag.
Yeah, that's a red flag. That's
Yeah.
definitely a red flag. And then my green flag for the week is, I'm like, what did I even do this week? I literally had one in my head and now I don't remember. Wait, what's your red flag?
My red flag, I feel like I don't even remember last week.
Yeah. That's good that you don't have a red flag.
Yeah, maybe I don't.
Mm.
Do you know what my red flag's going to be? I'm going to make it about the race. Obviously, Max DNFing, not great.
Yeah,
but it
not
was
great.
seeing Bernie Eccleston on the podium. Not a fan of that.
Yeah.
Didn't like that.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Good
red
call.
flag.
Good
yeah.
call. I was going to say, I know what my green flag is.
Yeah.
Elle and I went and did high tea last week with the mush, and it was really lovely.
Love
At
that.
Crown, yeah.
Oh,
Just
gosh.
yummy food and some yummy champagne, and
Love.
yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh my God, isn't it funny? This boy, for a second, I was like, is that Kimi Antonelli?
Oh my god, they've literally got the same haircut.
Same haircut, definitely not him.
The dog kind of has the same haircut too.
The dog, oh, it's literally like when dogs look like their owners. That
Yeah.
is that.
100%.
Oh, but I think that's all we've got time for this week. I have loved having you.
I've loved being
We
here.
will definitely have you back.
Thank you. You see me pop up in the back seat.
Yeah. Hi. Hello.
Just don't leave.
It's me. We should do something like after Oz GP. We can do like a race recap or something.
Yeah. Then that can like cure the depression. after the
Yeah.
race.
Oh, yeah, because we were talking about that before. It's always very depressing.
It is. It's still kind of lingering, to be honest.
Yeah.
But that's all right.
That's right. And Elle, I hope you're alive somewhere.
Yes, we feel better. Hope
Yes.
We feel better. And
But it's been great having you.
thank you. Albeit
But-
by the circumstances.
Albeit by the circumstances. But thank you for listening, everyone. Make sure you like, subscribe, all the above, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.